Okay, I promise you I'll get you that CGI file. Yeah, it's crayon generated imagery. So anyway, I'm going to use this to explain the theory behind sharpening a file with an acid that etches the metal. And I'm using hydrochloric acid, and a dilution is low enough to be actually considered muriatic acid. So you go buy pool acid, 2 parts water, 1 part acid. Be real careful putting the water in the acid. Put the acid in the water. Mix it up carefully. In any event, I went over that. So here's a brand new file right here. It's if you zoom in with a microscope, this point has almost no radius. It's very sharp. And they have relief angles and stuff, but that's why the file cuts. All the teeth are really sharp. As it wears, it starts to rub off the tips, or it gets stuff packed in here, or you chip the teeth, and you end up with a radius or a chip at the tooth. And that's why the file stops cutting. So, the basic premise of acid etching is that during the etching process, a tiny amount of material is removed from all the surfaces that are exposed to the acid. And so this chipped round tooth here, if you look at the edge, this yellow area kind of represents the original surface of the file. And so it starts etching all this material off in that direction. At the same time, in the throat of the tooth, it's eating off the material in that direction. It kind of eats 90 degrees to the parallel surface that's being etched. At some point, these two surfaces will meet, and it'll actually reduce this radius. Now, strictly speaking, it's going to eat at the radius all at the same time, so the radius would never be 100% removed, but it's going to get smaller. It'll actually get smaller. So the radius at the point is reduced. That's the whole theory behind the process. The equal erosion of the surfaces in a fairly controlled fashion makes these two parallel surfaces eventually meet at a point. Well, they're not parallel, you know what I mean. It's the corner of a triangle, actually. And as it shrinks, it can't sustain a radius out here because it's being etched away. Anyway, that's the idea.